Hey guys, it's Jeremy here at Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. We have for today, guys, is another video kind of continuing a series I've been doing lately. I've recently did my top 10 female hard rock vocalist. So I wanted to do the next one, which is my top 10 female metal vocalist. I kind of separated them because just there's so many I wanted to give props to, and I've already done. So definitely check out my previous videos. I've done the lead male hard rock vocalist of all time for my favorite anyways, and top 10 male metal vocalist, and I've done my top 10 hard rock / metal guitarist of all time for me. And then after this one, I'll probably tackle my top 10 hard rock / metal drummers. So let's jump right in, guys, for metal female singers. Number 10, I wanted to represent a newer band, a vocalist I'm really into that I think will be really successful in the future. She's in a New York-based heavy metal band called Tower. Her name is Sarah Beth Linden. Just some really good, clean vocals, really good stage presence. A young and upcoming singer that will make her mark, I believe, very well. And I think Tower is about to explode. And I want to take this chance to give her not only props for her abilities, but I wanted to give more exposure to the band as well. They're, like I said, a newer band, just formed in 2015, I think. So definitely check out Tower if you're not familiar with them. Sarah Beth Linden has some great vocalists, great frontwoman, great stage presence, all around killer band, great vocalist. Number 9, I went with Canadian singer Britney Hayes, also known as Britney Slays. She's in Unleash the Archers, kind of a Canadian power metal band. Really good vocals. Her regular singing voice is a little bit on the lower end, but really powerful in control. But she can hit those really high notes. Just a really good band. The musicianship across the band in general is really good. But I just love her vocals. Really good range, good control. Yeah, she just fits the music perfectly. And when I first saw this list, it's one of the first singers I thought of. Love Unleash the Archers. I'm not normally into power metal, but I really dig their sound. They kind of blend more heavy metal elements in, and she's the perfect front vocalist for this band. Like I said, suits it perfectly. At number 8, I have Taria Taria, the ex-vocalist from Nightwish. A lot of people might think she should be a lot higher, but obviously you'll see, spoiler alert, coming up will be the other vocalist, or one of the other vocalists from Nightwish. I think I wanted to still include Taria on my list, or Taria, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, because she is a really good vocalist. I just think the other singer who replaced her in the band is just a next level up. But she's really good. I think her age kind of wore on her voice a little bit. She doesn't quite sound as good as she used to in the past, but she still sounds really good in general. But really good operatic vocals, very powerful. And yeah, she had to make the list still. At number 7, I have Simone Sign from Epica. Kind of a similar vocal style to Taria, and like floor operatic, very clean vocals, kind of soaring over the top of Epica's like symphonic kind of power metal, but still a little bit heavier than Nightwish overall. But she always had really clean vocals, great stage presence. She's a very beautiful woman, the fiery red hair. And when she's on stage, she definitely commands your attention. And her vocals are very angelic and very crisp and clean. I always loved her vocals, really good band too. At number 6, I have another Canadian, Courtney Leant. She's a front singer for Spiritbox. A lot of people say Spiritbox is kind of a poser band or whatever, but I really dig them. They only have the one album out at the moment, which I really think is killer, Eternal Blue. They have a lot of EPs out, but I think most of their tracks are really good. She's got a good guttural vocal voice, like screaming voice. Her cleans are really nice as well, good tone. I just think she's a really good vocalist. She can kind of bounce back and forth between the two. And I just think she's a perfect blend for this band. And she's representing Canada very well. I've always dug Spiritbox, and I think she's just a really good vocalist. Number 5, I went with Tatiana, the lead vocalist from the Ukrainian band Ginger. I'm not a massive Ginger fan overall. I do dig their music. I don't have any of their albums on CD, but In terms of vocal abilities, she had to make my list. She has a very similar style to Courtney, but I think she just has a little bit more talent or a little bit more ability, if you can say, than Courtney. That's why she's just one above. She can. When you watch her do her live show, she can transition so well between the gutturals, that really deep, manly, like guttural vocals, to their most beautiful and anthemic kind of melodic, clean vocals, and she goes back and forth effortlessly. She's definitely mastered the control in her throat and doesn't burn her throat out. One of the best guttural vocals I've heard in a female vocalist in a long time. Really well controlled and heavy, and just a really good singer, and good, cool stage presence too. She puts a lot of energy on the stage. Anytime you watch her at Wacken or one of those big festivals, really good performer as well. Number 4, I went with Angela Gassau. Again, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the biggest fan of Arch Enemy, but she's by far my favorite vocalist that they've had. The albums I do dig from Arch Enemy is primarily the one that she's on. I'm not a huge fan of the new art vocalist. She's not bad. She just sounds pretty good, but I think Angela is just a better singer than her. Her guttural vocals are so like evil sounding and aggressive and intense. And even on stage when she performs, she has like a vibe to her. She definitely gets more points for front woman points because she's so evil looking on stage and intimidating and aggressive, and just has that attitude, like that really aggressive. It's hard to explain, but combined with her vocals, those really guttural, low guttural vocals, she's a menace on the stage and just crazy good. Like her stage presence brought her up on the list for me by far. And yeah, she just has like a vibe to her that's like just super intense and like, I don't know if intimidating is the word, but just very intense and aggressive and evil almost. It's like really cool front woman. Shame it wasn't in the band anymore. Number 3, I went with Wendy O. Williams. I love Wendy. Unfortunately, we lost her way too early. And she was mostly well known for her lead singing in Plasmatics. Kind of more of a hardcore punk band with a little bit of traditional metal mixed in, but I still included her in the list. She's incredible, really good vocals, but her stage presence is next level. Like, I've never witnessed a woman more intense and crazy on stage. She used to like cut through TVs with chainsaws on stage and sparks flying everywhere. I've seen footage of her on YouTube where she's out like doing a hardcore punk show, and a hardcore kid came up and punched her in the face, and she's like bleeding. Her nose is like broken and bleeding, and most people would just stop the show, get medical attention, blah blah blah. Nope, Wendy just fucking bones sticking out, continues the show. She's like so badass and just so like intense and like just a crazy, crazy woman on stage, and I've never seen anyone like her. In terms of overall performer, I'd probably say Wendy Williams is probably number 1. Her vocal abilities are good, but not quite as good as some of the other women on the list in terms of talent. But her front women, like stage presence and insanity, next level, number 1. Love Wendy. Number 2, I went with Floor Jansen from Nightwish. Of course, a lot of guys will be like, oh, she should be number 1. In terms of vocal ability, that's why she's so high on my list. She's got amazing control, super operatic voice, those high-pitched notes. I always watch the Ghost Love Score performance at Wacken 2012, I think it was, 2013. I've watched that performance of Ghost Love Score, the song, like a million times. When she hits those like big notes at the end, she almost doesn't become human anymore. It's just ridiculous and crazy. She's very tall in stature as well, so she's like 6 foot. She has like a big presence on the stage. But for her, it's more the vocal ability. She's got really good control and to hit those high notes, very operatic voice, very ethereal and kind of angelic sounding. Her stage presence is good. She's not quite as natural of a performer as some of the other women, but her vocal abilities are unmatched. And yeah, kill me if you want, guys. At number one, when I think of metal female vocals, there can only be one, the queen of metal, Doro Pesh. Come on, guys. Doro emphasizes everything metal. She's got the look, she's got the attitude, she's got the vocals, she's got the history, and everyone loves Doro. Like, how old is she now? 60? I think she recently turned 60 this year. Yeah, she's like 60 years old, German singer. Of course, early days she was in Warlock, and then she had her, solo career. And I've been meaning to pick up the Warlock collection. I've been wanting to get their albums for a long time. They have all four of them in a CD box set on Amazon. I want to pick up for like $35. Kind of reminds me. But I love her early stuff with Warlock. Some of her solo material is really solid as well. But yeah, she's still putting out material. She had an album last year. And she's Doro. She's the queen of metal. She's got the studs, the leather, the blonde hair, the dark eye makeup. She just screams everything heavy metal to me. She's like the female version of Lemmy. Like, she's the queen of metal. Like, she's badass. She's a true fan. Like, she's a diehard metalhead. From my understanding, I don't think she ever had kids or really had a marriage or anything. Like, she just lived and breathed metal. And she had to be my number one. Sorry, guys. Had to be number one. So let me know down below, guys, who your top 10 female heavy metal singers would be for female fronted. And yeah, I really enjoyed making this list. I kind of went back and checked out a lot of their performances and the bands. And yeah, I think I came up with a pretty solid list. I'm sure there's ones I'm missing. Like, I didn't have the girl from Lizzie Hale from Hailstorm. Just, I'm not really a big fan of the band in general, and the vocals doesn't really do much for me, to be honest. I know she's a kind of a fan favorite out there. And the girl Christina from Lacuna Coil was another honorable mention, but again, it was a band I was never really into. It's just not my thing or my sound, so I didn't really include them on the list either. So let me know down below, guys, who you would pick for your top 10 metal female vocalist. And until next time, guys, keep it metal.